There we go. All right, all right, all right. We are live, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me turn off my sound over here. We are on time, and it's a Monday. It's the last Monday, guys. Last Monday of 2024. That being said, welcome back to another episode of Micro Mondays. It's RC Steve 710, and we're back. Like I said, the last Monday of 2024. Hope you guys had an awesome 2024 year. For the micros, guys, for the minis and the micros, 1/24th and 1/18th scale, we had an awesome year. We'll go ahead and catch up today and cover some of the best moments of 2024 that we found and we had and we showed here on Micro Mondays. So with that being said, welcome guys, welcome. This is the place to be. News, topics, tips and tricks, events,
Yo,
everything for RC, for the micros, the little guys. What up, Mark?
yo,
Yo, you can see me.
no,
Come on. Uh,
I swear. I thought it was going to work because you brought me right in for a change.
no.
Mm-hmm. Negatory.
All right, guys. Maybe 2025 also, we're going to see if we can get going the StreamYard again successfully. So bear with us. On our back end, we wish we could it could be a little bit cooler, but if you guys are all good and can see us and hear us, we know sometimes the quality might be a little blurry here and there. But like I said, man, if you hung out with us this whole 2024 year with Mark and I, and you guys know what a blast it was for the micros. Mark, what do you have to say about this year?
Epic.
Epic for sure.
Yeah, so
There's
much
just
stuff.
been too much stuff. I shared with you a few little pictures, or at least little headlines that kind of what we covered over the whole year. But before we dive into that, guys, we want to say shout out to some of the chat guys already going active. Got Jer81RC, RC Fanatics, Mini Mayhem RC, Sleazy Builds, Nacho Crawlers, 8721 Crawler, Onk RC, Stouffer, Acton Scale Trails, NorCal RC, Tiny Trucks, RC Fanatics. Everybody's in here. Toto's Tiny Trucks, Fabworks. Welcome, everybody. And everybody else chilling out. Everybody's opening up a Crawler Mall in Escondido. Dang, Mark, it's the time to go back to SD, maybe?
No, I wish. Esco, though, that's like North County.
Nice. Well, yeah. So let's dive in. There's a lot of stuff that kind of just flew by over the years, over this year. But before we start into that, I have two new things on my desk. Yeah, I know, new things, Mark, for towards the end of the year still. But what I have on my desk, and I see you have something right there on your desk that just looks absolutely sick. You have a couple new things as well too. So it doesn't stop for the product drops, guys. Whether it's in the beginning of the year or in the end, it's a lot of stuff. But I got the HPI Venture 18 right here, and also that four-wheel steer little buggy, the UCX 24 that we kind of shared out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And then I see you got some little guy racing parts, the new tires,
Claw hammer.
claw hammers. Nice. Looks so sick with that setup. And got a little bit of update on that body over there, huh?
Yeah, it's shipping out in the morning, so I wanted to show it off. And usually we don't get to.
Nice. Well, yeah, guys, if you were joining us last week, we did have a Christmas special, sharing a bunch of cool, awesome companies that were participating and blessing a couple of you guys for the holidays. So shout out to everybody that tuned in and everybody again that participated. Check that one out last week. But Mark is actually sharing one of his dirty customs paint job body for a lucky Micro Mondays winner last week. So this body is getting mated with a Northwest Chassis Works Athos chassis, and you know we always, just like me, guys, I was probably naked chassis for most of the year. So shout out to Mark and all the painters, all the guys putting in hours in that craftsmanship. Uh, but yeah, you can never go. You got to have a detailed, sick body. So lucky winner, it's heading out, man. Looking sick, Mark, as always.
Bro, like I usually am like okay with getting rid of it, but I kind of want to keep it.
Right?
I'll just do one for myself eventually. I think what I want to do actually is a cab only, and then do a balsa wood flatbed.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
that's my thought.
Well, too bad you can't see my screen, Mark, because you'd be geeking out right now. There's a lot of little details on this new Venture 18, considering that it's like a Lexan body. We mentioned in a couple of the shows back, they did have some molded parts, like the little tailgate lifts, bumpers, handles, mirrors, roll cages, wipers, bumpers, and stuff like that. So that kind of saves it from making it feel like it's a cheap thing on the outside. But I'll tell you what, guys, when you pop it open, it's a sick little front hinge mechanism only, Mark, and then the back is like a swivel mount. So just with one swoop, 90-degree turn on the front little hinge, you can swivel up the body. And then I got the brushless version, Mark. So it comes with a Fury Tech Venom motor, and then everything that you guys saw, the 2-speed, the light kit, the servos and stuff. And first of all, what got me are these tires, Mark. You know how we love our squish tests and love to feel these tires. If you guys see like how tacky and kind of sticky these tires are, man, these things are probably some of the best RTR little mini tires that you could ever get in an RTR, Mark. Super soft, super sticky, and can only get better when they break in and you add a little bit of weight up front on this thing. But I was impressed, guys, with this truck. Mark, it drives definitely like a trail truck. It does have a very low hanging pumpkin. The pinion angles or the output angles are pretty open and kind of, out there. So super low hanging angles, guys. For if you guys are trying to make hardliners, probably need to wait for those chassis. But I don't think this is the platform really for hardliners just yet. But stability wise and just overall trailing on here, Mark, this thing was planted like no other. It was just a big daddy crawler. Because when I say big daddy,
Yeah,
I
they're
mean
big.
like if I compare it to even let's see. I mean, it's not a fair competition, but SCX 24 versus the Venture 18, Athos versus Venture 18. You super wide. It's as wide as the whole stance of the tires, the body, Mark, like your little narrow axles, trio wheels with the tires. It's as wide as
Yeah,
that at the body. So just you kind of imagining the width on that.
I've
But pretty
seen a bunch of running videos on it, some
pretty
side by
cool.
side stuff. So I'm familiar.
And what I also got that I thought was never going to come, we shared about the UCX 24 back in, I think it was like November, so a month ago, not too long ago. But this is a four-wheel steer little buggy, little setup, guys, with the brushless motor also. And does need some help from some trusty electronics, but we got one. So we'll see if we can mess with it, check it out, see if it's worth it. Did try it for a little bit, and overall, it works good. It's got 2 servos, it's got a brushless motor, and it kind of just has all that stock other features that need the help from it. So crazy, Mark, just to think like how much stuff keeps coming out even towards the end of the year.
Right?
Yeah.
And where'd you
But
grab that? Ali?
Ali, yeah. So you guys, if you're interested, check out the couple episodes back. You can go on YouTube or on Instagram, check it all out, all the features that it comes with and stuff like that. So what do you say? We got a special guest later on the show, guys, right after we kind of just share our best moments of 2024. And you guys definitely don't want to miss this next tonight's guest. If you guys are planning to go fast for 2025, then definitely stay tuned for later. Mark, I know you're ready for a fast one too, right?
At the moment, I'm still messing with the Grom.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
dude. I saw the brushless one this weekend. That thing is crazy.
3S?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% thing rips like nobody's business. So I got the brushed 2S version, and it's nowhere even close. Like
That's crazy.
I could do donuts with the brushless one in the street. And the brush, no, not at all. So that's getting
Ooh.
upgraded.
Yeah. So last weekend over here in SoCal, we had the micro comp hosted by 24 Goons, VTech ESC, or VTech Electronics, and myself. And it was a pretty cool outcome. There's a lot of guys wanting to drive in multiple classes, so we're glad. Uh, a lot of people kind of showed up and enjoyed a cold, little chilly morning. And overall, man, it was a good turnout. Thanks to the sponsors that participated in getting some prizes out to some lucky winners. And I got to drive this CL Designs Gladius XL the out there for a little bit, and it was just crazy some of the stuff that I was able to pull off just sitting as is. Still, I took out the ESC for right now, guys, just so you can see my setup. But the CL Designs, this one's the prototype chassis, guys. The new ones are pretty insane. They're cool. They're a forged carbon fiber. So here's the forged detail, guys. He already had, I believe, 2 drops, maybe even 3 now, and they just sell out, you know, quickly in like 30 minutes or pretty fast. This Saturday he dropped it, and then I didn't even get to check because I was busy at the comp all week, all day, hosting it. So he sold out by the time I was checking. So I wanted to share with you guys this Gladius XL chassis that just released last week, last Micro Mondays episode, actually. This is a new chassis from CL Designs. He's been pretty much offering some insane LCG chassis for the 1/10 scale and the 1/18 scale, Mark. So I'm not sure if you've seen his Spartan chassis for the 1/10 scale, and then the next level chassis for the UTB 18. But now he's trickling down a little bit more, and he's offering the SCX 24 guys the Gladius XL. So if you're looking for a super forward skid type of setup, guys, this one has a 16-degree angled skid, and the rear end is set up with a carrier bearing setup in order to bring the drive shafts higher up, and gives you some crazy forward weight bias right off the bat, with a lot of clearance in the back. This is kind of what we're saying, Mark, that I think we're gonna see a lot of these chassis out in the wild, different variations of these super long rear ends and the super short front ends, or the maximum breakover clearance. And here's my setup, how I did it. Put on some Super 8s, had a little forward mounted mini Komodo setup, Mark, and then some Endura shocks that were limited travel inside.
Nice.
But overall, it still gives it that 155 millimeter wheelbase. It is available in like a 165 up to 165 millimeters to still keep the performance. So if you guys are looking to grab the next round, keep an eye out for when he's going to drop the next one. It's CL Designs PR on Instagram. So check those out. And if you need to get any of the Gladius links, feel free to hit me up too. We've been making some crazy ones for guys. All the new colored titanium ones, Mark. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right. So let's see. Besides the claw hammers, anything you got from last week, Mark, that came in your mailbox?
where did they go? Speaking of Steve's links, it's not going to focus. Kind of.
Oh, you got some. A little,
Yeah.
little Merry Christmas right there.
Santa came. Thanks, Santa. These are sick, dude.
Yeah, I like the blue ones for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to take the other ones off the blue Pathos chassis and throw these on there. So it's blue and blue. And I think that was a blue, yeah, that's a blue RS100 too. Whole thing.
I know a lot of people are going to do the blue combos.
That's my jam.
Them rainbows. Yeah, those rainbow ones. I don't have any right here. They all went out today, but I was telling the first guy, I made him just like as like a kind of just like, I'm gonna go all out crazy. I'm like, hey, you're gonna be the first ones to try these. It was my buddy for like his birthday. So I
Nice.
just picked them up, and then yeah, I guess everybody kind of saw those ones too. And they're kind of a little trickier to make because you don't want to destroy stuff, but I like the end results, so I'll be trying to make a couple of those soon. But which ones, if you guys saw any of those cool colors, you guys like the blues, the purples, the rainbow ones? I call them like the space candy or cotton candy.
That's funny.
I know, right? So let's dive in because we got some pretty cool topics. It shouldn't take too long, and then we'll dive into our special guest for tonight, guys. Let's see. So, guys, best moments of 2024. Let's start off in the month of January. So it feels like forever that we heard about the MB24 because everybody's kind of moving on to the IFS, the MB18. But you guys still have your MB24, the Mias Racing MB24. That was their next little offering for the Go Fast after the Ripper. And then the ISO axles, the ISO kinetic
Yes.
axles,
That
those
was
came out.
January?
Yeah.
Black, Black
So
labels are January too? Wow.
shout out if you got one of the first versions of those ISO axles that came with the smaller size steering link hardware.
I think that's what's on that truck.
And also in January, Slime Balls from Flub RC. They just got revamped. A whole new design of the tire inserts. Probably one of the best inserts I've tried for the micro scale. So I'm excited to see he pretty much has a whole variety. It's like well over 150 sizes if you want to get crazy and look through all the little drop down menus to get that specific size. And then he started revamping some of his bodies. So he started revamping that new SR series also. Uh, that was in January. So a lot of you guys had that SR5 body, and then he revamped it to, stuff a little bit bigger tires and a little bit more details in the interiors and stuff like that. Also, what was dropping, Mark? Colored limited edition
Speaking of,
RS100s.
speaking of that, what was it blue, red, purple, orange?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Blue, red, purple, orange, and green.
Man, some of this
Yeah.
stuff
So you had
I
to like
forgot
catch
about.
them all. It was like Pokemon, basically. But it was cool because there's some chassis that, you could combo at least with the shock colors and stuff like that. So the blue color, the purple color, they all really popped pretty good. I kind of beat the purple one up, but they still look pretty dope. And then these were the newer V2 versions of the servos that had, up to 200 ounces of torque pretty much. Hard Park had their first RTR available. That was pretty crazy. They were selling it for like $800, a complete
Yeah.
Hard Park setup, guys, and that was the only way that you can get access to the Hard Park axles themselves. You can only grab those in those RTRs, so you have to wait a little bit till later on in the year. What else came out in January? Oh, January was when megalithics came out, so we were excited to see some size 57s from J Concepts, guys. So 57 millimeter J Concept megalithics. I know a lot of you guys maybe haven't tried them just because they were ending up to have the Traxxas TRX4M size bead. But if you were able to make it work or get some Traxxas type wheels, those things were pretty sick. I know I still have some mounted up. Let's see if I can grab it real quick. But yeah, these tires are dope. These are actually some Samix beadlocks, guys. So if you like this setup, it's nice and narrow. It tucks as much as it can. And these are for the TRX4M ring size. So you can pair it up with some M size flub wheels or flub inserts, and they really do some good work. And let's see, shout out if you got some of those. Speaking of tires, the black labels were also coming out too, Mark, from Little
I
Guy
can't
Racing
believe that
Clips.
was January. I thought that was like middle of the year. That's wild.
Yeah,
Well, it's been
that
out
is
for a year.
crazy. Black
That's
labels taking over,
there.
guys. Here's just the smaller size, but a lot of us were excited to see this kind of crawler-esque tread pattern, Mark.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good looking
so they
tire.
really
And they
do.
work.
Yeah, they work definitely. And then a VTech bug body, the bug body guys from VTech. Hopefully you guys, that was a pretty cool release that came out in January. Saw a lot of guys bugging out. Got the bug fever for the VTech bug bodies. And let's hop over to February. Mark, you like this drop. This was when the X15s got a revamp.
Yeah.
So they were like pretty much stronger, and they had the nylon housing offerings.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a fan. I like those.
Yeah. Injora had their Klingons
Again,
released. I know those
I
are a pretty popular tire.
can't believe that was February too. I
Uh,
guess we weren't into that quite, the 1-3 thing.
yeah, we didn't really hop on to the larger tires that much in the beginning, at least for, Mark and I. I know a lot of you guys were already starting to get, bigger and longer and wider.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Flub J series, that
Yep.
was a
Yep.
pretty cool release. The Jeep, that was the first kind of modular style body from Flub where you can interchange your door panels, your roll cages, your hard tops, your soft tops. Pretty cool offering from Flub RC. And then Mia's had to, of course, come out with those ISO axles for the 4M. So seemed like the Diamond axles were just going off. All that steering angle, people were loving them. So the 4Ms in February, man. Damn, what a
I, I like the look of the diamond axle housing.
yeah, can't beat it. March came the Northwest Chassis Works, the 80C1 guys.
Oh yeah.
So looking for a high quality C1 chassis, could check that one out. Also, Luis Racing Tires. Those they came out with their line of the 1.0 tires, which was pretty cool. If you guys have some of those, shout out if they worked for you or not. Uh, let's see.
I still
That
never
was
tried
also
those.
kind of yeah. Those are nice. I still have I still have all three of their offerings. Um, that was kind of when Killer Chassis offered the outboard kit. So I know with the Athos and all the crazy link setups going on. I know that outboard link geometry was starting to take off in March. So Killer Chassis optimized his chassis as well to offer the outboard link setups, which was always nice to have. Um, really reducing that slider area, that belly area. That was good. A nice trend that was starting to get shown. The Red Cat Ascent 18 dropped in March, Mark. So Red
I
Cat's first
Yeah.
micro premiere. And following a couple months later, J Concepts brings out the tusks and the landmines and the 57 millimeters. So you haven't got any of the 57s, huh?
I'm sorry. I was reading the
Oh,
comment.
57 millimeter J Concepts tires. Do you have any?
Uh, uh that's the TRX bead though, isn't it?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I figured.
Those are 63 tusks on that one though.
Let's hop to April. April, when this bad boy was found. One of the coolest Forerunner bodies that we found, Mark.
Oh yeah.
I think it was the HG51, the 1/18 scale Forerunner. If you guys are looking for insane details, like having all the doors open, having the trunks open and stuff like that, there's a lot of cool little details to this Forerunner. You got the grill, the lights. You just modify it a little bit, some trimming work, you can make it happen. But this is perfect for those long wheelbase scale setups. Um, let's see.
Yeah.
We had
And
that We
then
Were Kings 5K giveaway here on in helping We Were Kings. I remember that was going on here on Instagram. Those of you guys saw all the cool collab and partners that he was going with. He actually had a whole rig pretty much donated to get built up and giving away to a lucky RC member on Instagram.
I
So
believe
you
he's
guys,
in here.
That's awesome. I believe he said he might want to do something for 6K, guys. So if you guys want
Yep.
to participate in something like that, definitely follow We Were Kings.
Cool.
Um, those new hard park axles were finally available in April. So I know some of you guys have those super plus 10, plus 20 overall hard park axles for those wider setups. That's dope.
Mm.
Proline Toyos, Mark.
Mm.
Finally, another Proline tire that came out. A little bit more scale and bigger size, like a
I
57, 58.
never got those. I might have to
Man,
grab some.
shout out if you guys are using the
I need
Toyos,
to revisit the Treps too.
right? I think what you have is the sought out what we have on our favorite killer chassis rings, the Mace block rings. I believe that's what they're called. I don't know if they're the Type C ones. Those are the Type C ones
On where?
for the killer chassis.
I think that's on this. Yeah. With the
Yeah, I know a lot
yeah.
of people were looking for those rings. So shout out to Killer Chassis. He made some awesome parts, man. He still does. Hopefully, he grab stuff while it's still around. Maybe it's all sold out, but yeah, he's definitely can't forget about Killer Chassis. Flub released an Ascent 18 body in April, so that was dope. And Enjora, so it looks like a lot of upgrades happened for the Ascent 18
Right.
in April from Enjora, Flub RC, and Hot Racing and stuff like that. May, so the Enjora Diamond Axles came out, so they were wanting to hop on that Diamond Axle train, so they got
They
some.
only they only did TRX though, didn't they?
Yeah, just their straight and then the portal axle.
Mm.
So they have those. The VTEC came out with the Toyota body, the Yoda
Yeah.
body he calls it. That was a cool little body. Then DJ Crawler. We know DJ Crawler always kind of was starting
Mhm.
off with some trends. They also kind of started off that 1.3 wheel trend. I feel like
Yeah.
finally starting to see more 1.3 wheels. So that was in May. We spotted the FCX 24M lineup in May, the Land Rover lineup. That was pretty
Right.
cool. So
Right,
we were
right. On
getting excited.
that odd YouTube channel that was like a Asian RC Expo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
And speaking of like those RC expos, later that in June, the CR18, the Hobby Plus CR18P got an update to the V2. So we had the T Hunter and the Rushmore. Those were set up with like the brushless systems, guys, and the counter rotating drive shafts. We first learned and saw about Mount Steadfast micro courses in June. Those were super sick. Also, we started seeing more scale stuff from Enjora, like the Cherokee body for the TRX 4M. So, like more detailed style bodies coming out with partridge trees and stuff. Pitbull tires got some new 1.0s. That was totally awesome to see. If you guys love the rockers, they have the Mad Dogs and the Growlers. I actually have the Growlers mark
Growlers are
set up
really good.
on my Athos C1 right now. And dude,
So I saw your live after the comp. They
dude, these
were
things
crushing
are
it.
sick,
Yeah.
super sticky,
Hey.
super skinny too. So they look. If you're not used to the narrow look, they might look funny, but man, the performance, I don't care. I love the tiny performance. Farm Fest, guys. If you guys missed out on Farm Fest, I think was pretty much kind of replacing UTSE, like the Ultimate Trail Scale Expo or whatever happens over there. I kind of forgot the name of that event. But if you guys want an awesome gathering in the Massachusetts area, definitely make sure to hit up Farm Fest. That was the number one. That was the first event that happened in June. The Mojave Grom. Speaking of the Grom, Mark, that came out in June.
Yeah. I can't believe I slept on that for 6 months.
And then finally, we got our hands on the FCX 24Ms in June, and the Flub E series came out as well. USTE, thank you, my boy. All right, let's see. July, guys, we're halfway through the year. Not too bad, huh? Some pretty cool moments. Speaking of in July, Northwest Chassis Works, with JEC Racing, they acquired a few, products for the micro platform from JEC Racing. So out from that, they released an updated version. What was about to come out now was called the Evo 18. So we got their Northwest Chassis Works has the TRX4M chassis, the Evo 18. And then Friction X or Friction RC with an X, they got the 1.0 Blood Axe and the Berserkers. So more tiny tires, guys. Probably all those tires they do amazing. So check those ones out. Um, the Maz Cheat Codes V3 came out, so that was definitely an update that from the V2 that definitely added a lot more performance. So it's pretty cool. Mofo Mini Wild XT, that crazy looking alien chassis from
Oh, I
Mofo
was
with the ultimate
drawing a blank on what
breakover
that was, but now I remember.
carrier bearing setup. So one of the first kind of chassis we started seeing those ultra long wheelbases and with the carrier bearings. So starting Mofo, telling you guys, always trying to get that innovation going. So pretty cool from that. Let's see. Well, of course, Hard Park. Can't forget about Hard Park. They always were teasing stuff, but that's I don't no, we're not there yet. Are we? Oh yeah, there. That's the top. That's I was looking, and that's right after Mofo Mini Wild. So Hard Park Valkyrie, the Valkyrie chassis, mark that crazy Hard Park chassis. That's pretty much elusive as of lately. If you guys have your hands on one of those, shout out. How you guys like it? Then we started seeing Injora versus Fury Tech in July. So Injora started releasing their own style of electronics to kind of compete against Fury Tech. So they released the brushless motors, and then I think they released an ESC already right there, maybe.
Pretty sure, yeah, that was one of their first one. But MB
Oh,
something or other.
okay. FMS, they were releasing a whole bunch of stuff. The Bertrazzi line started releasing, so like their sister brand for like the FMS upgrades. They had the flatbed released in July. RC Forged, made in USA 1.0
And
wheels from
MBO.
Japan. That was dope. The Odin chassis for the CR18P. So already, guys, a month later, the CR18P platform got its first LCG chassis by Valhalla Crawler Works. Injora started releasing some big bores. Mark, do you have those 40 millimeter big bores?
I do. What are those on? Manta Ray.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Nice. So I think a
It'll
lot
have
of
big tires, so might as well have longer travel shocks too.
I think a lot of people were seeing like the Proline shocks were just getting popular. You know, it's kind of still a
Was
premium.
that were Pro Lines last year? Is that why that's not on the list?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like probably late last
Well, it
year.
had to be.
A lot of
Like,
stuff was like really late last year. That was pretty cool too. Um, so yeah, let's keep going. NSDRC finally releases some rear exit covers, so those are helpful if you need to maneuver your wires a little bit easier to get them going back. And now August, we got V2 lipos from Palm Beach Bot. Those super tiny 100 3S lipos and 2S lipos, super lightweight. Orange Crawler's juice chassis for the Sen 18. That was dope. Got the
I feel like
Northwest
we just
Chassis
did
Works.
that show.
I know. Shout out to Orange Crawlers. Northwest Chassis Works limited edition Athos colors, blue and silver. That was dope.
Right.
Yeah.
I got one each on that one.
I think I got one of each, but one of each size.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm
XL.
saying.
Okay, nice. Arcto
XL
6x6.
and C1.
Arcto 6x6. That big boy in the background,
You
guys.
love
That
that
big yellow
thing, don't
poster.
you?
Yeah, I really need to throw on the axles and get it some love, but man, hopefully this year we're gonna go hard and just power wrenching for sure. Um, Endura came out with its IR60 body, that Toyota body that came out in August. Fury Tech with a 2-in-1 motor and ESC. That's pretty cool, man. I can't. Let's see by next August of 2025. Hopefully they will have a smaller 2-in-1, or that would be cool. You know, that would be pretty cool. Let's let's go Fury Tech. Let's see, challenge. Accept my challenge. And then WT micro wheels, dude. Those
Oh, I
V
got
locks from
some.
WT starting to come out. September we had nylon Super 8s
Yep.
from Little Guy Racing Parts.
Both those
Super
things you
sick parts.
just said. WT micro wheels and nylon Super 8.
Oh,
Boom.
see,
And the Endura shocks you were just talking about.
see how crazy all those kind of parts trickle in with the builds. That's so funny, dude.
Right?
So we had VTEC dual ESCs, Little Guy Racing MR24 transmission. We're in September now. Coupe
I
RC.
want to switch to that transmission because I have it